by now, we've looked at how to read in the names. So you already know the code on how to add names. We've gone over that in previous lessons. And I've added 3 other names here, Marge, Lisa, and Betty. If I go in and still try to add a couple more, Frank or Bob, when I hit get names, their names don't save. So what I need to do is I need to code a writer to write out the names. I'm going to go ahead. There's the original text file. Still missing the R3 names. Not sure how that happened, but that's okay. So we're going to create a dim, and we're going to call it an out file, since we called the other one an in file, as an io.streamWriter. Very good. With this writer, we want to rewrite the file out here. So we're going to use outFile equals io.file dot, and now we have a couple options. If we're just adding one item to the end, we could use append text. Since we're working with a whole list box and we want to rewrite the order, we're going to use create text, which is just going to recreate the text from the beginning. And we're going to do it to the namelist.txt, which is our file over here. Let's see, double check those names. Yeah, there's his other names. Just was an old opening. Very good. Now we need to pull the names off of the list box here and rewrite them into the file. I'm going to close the file so we can see this. It's going to go like this. We're going to use a string to hold each current name as well. I'm just going to throw in a string in there. We're going to use a for loop. So it's going to be for I equals 0 to the names of the list box dot items dot count. Now, I have a certain amount of names on the list box. The problem is it counts starting from 1. My loop starts at 0 and it needs to, so it doesn't leave an extra space in the text file. So I need to make my count work how I want it to. So I'm going to add -1 so that it ends in the proper position. And it won't cut off any names either. Now, we take our names list box. We're first going to need to set which item's highlighted. So we set the selected index of the list box equal to I. Then we set the name, our current name, is equal to the names list box dot selected item. So it's pulling the name of the item once I sets the index. And finally, we're then writing that line to the text file. So it'd be outFile dot write line, and it's writing out the current name. It'll do it in the exact order that it appears on the list box. So throughout the run, if we move things around the list box, that's okay. And then it's going to outFile.close once we're outside of the loop. Please pay attention to where that's at. So, show you the run here. And if I went through that a little bit quickly, there were a couple times it messed up, so may have gone a little quick. I'm going to add Dave, Matt, and Tyler. I'm going to hit save. Notice how it highlighted that last one, meaning it saved properly. When I hit get names, we had a clear in there and it reloaded all the names. It reloaded all the names. So if we close out, I go to the text file, there are my 3 new names that I added at the bottom. We can use any of the other list box tricks, like moving items around and then rewrite them. It'll do that. The biggest key here is to make sure we have the save button. Theoretically, if you didn't want a save button and you wanted it to automatically save, I'll show you this real quick. It won't be quizzed, but I'll show you it. If you go to the form load, let's delete that. We'll go up here to form 3, and we're going to make it a form event when the form, let's see where it's at. I know it's here. I've seen it. It's going to be, it's not going to be on close, but I want to see leave. Form leave. I just want to try this. I'm trying this live, and if it doesn't work, then you had a chance to watch me fail. We're going to try that here. So I'm going to type 2 more names. I'm going to get file. I'm going to type 2 more names, Rock and Rock. And then I'm going to exit. Did it work? It did not. Oh well, that's okay. You learned the main way to do it, which was through the other way. So pay attention to that instead.